it's just continuing to come out. They want to take it out on the people that they feel like expose this and that. Okay. Um. Either way, what's meant to be exposed is going to be exposed. So, but let me tell y'all, when people talk about God's masterpieces a lot, they're talking about the physical attributes, like, oh, God took his time with that person. They got pretty eyes and a pretty face and pretty this and that. Well, see, God's masterpiece in his creations have nothing to do with just the physical attributes that each and every one of us carry, and I really do hope it's not about me being famous or none of that, because we see what the famous people are going through. But it's just hoping that this word falls on the right people, need to hear it ears, because them same people in the industry will try to control how you view God, how you should talk about God, or how much you even talk about God. Because look how she tried to come out and share her faith with the public. I know they discouraged that young lady because I saw them do it. Not that you should be looking for people's reaction to you giving your life to God. They swear that you give your life to God for their approval, and it's never been that way. You see, a lot of churches have that misconstrued too. I feel like they shouldn't do that. You should be showing people just as much love when they were a sinner as you do when they're converted. Otherwise, you're telling people, only if you profess that Jesus Christ is your Lord and Savior can we love you, can we help you, can we care about your kids, can we care about what you're going through. And just like me, I personally don't agree with that. If I'm going to get off into ministry, evangelistical work, and people just didn't understand that they'll see me around a certain type of crowd or certain people and swear, well, you got to be off into what they're doing. No, I just have the kind of heart to love people the way that they are. And I know right now it might seem like that has cursed me, right? But even Jesus Christ himself, he didn't make people feel like they have to be this and that for them to receive his healing, his miracles, his blessings, his transformations over their lives. It all starts as a choice. Tell me I'm wrong. Jesus Christ did not go around telling people, well, you a drug addict, you an alcoholic, you this, you that, so I can't love you. So all I'm saying is TV industries, productions, I don't care who they are, they should shut up. And this is a warning. Then when backfires happen to them, they swear it's your fault. They swear you had something to do with it. No, how about you keep your mouth off of people that are actually trying. We didn't say actually are, but they are trying to transition their life. Like we all seen Chrisean Rock. All they can say is, oh, that's fake. She wasn't really trying to change her life. She actually showed y'all, even if it was just a social experiment. So she goes to church. She's sitting in front of the church with her baby. Even in church, she professes that she wants to change her life and actually get closer to God. You know how many fans call themselves walking away or dudes? I saw it all over the internet. People call themselves putting that young lady down because she even mentioned the name of God. I would have left that industry then. I know it's probably easier said than done, but it hurt my feelings to see her on there crying, talking about Zeus Network was trying to hold her ID hostage. Now, this might just be for the views and just publicity again, but I just find it very stupid. Like, are y'all that desperate for actors and stuff? People was like, y'all know, it was weird. The comments were even weirder. People were actually applauding, talking about, well, I'm sure there's a reason that the network have to keep their IDs. As a matter of fact, let me tell y'all my reaction to this. Anybody that got to sit there and hold your ID hostage that long, actually, some of the comments taught me something. They said usually people that's after your valid ID like that and don't want to give it back, yeah, they're probably like involved in some more stuff. Because what production are you on, a TV production, and you need ID? You might need to go to the store and buy something with your ID. They telling you can't get your ID back. I don't care what y'all say about Chrisean Rock. When I started this segment talking about masterpieces, that's what I'm talking about again. You just look at the the artificial things of a human's makeup and say, Oh, that's a beautiful creation that God created. Okay, don't you know when God is working on somebody's life too? That ain't never just happened overnight. Sit back and watch those masterpieces as well. What masterpiece happened overnight? They be crazy, bro. They act like you accept, they'll tell you accept Christ in your heart and all of this and get baptized, because Chrisean did all of that on national television, and y'all still step on that young lady. I'm seeing what I'm seeing. I don't even let me read the Bible for myself. Cause I bet you in the book of what was it? Isaiah, it say, trust not in man with nostrils, and every human being that I looked at on the earth lately has a set of nostrils. They got a nose, so they got a nostril. And that's who God was talking about it. Don't you ever, you ain't gonna do nothing but hurt your own feelings. I just feel like this is needed. This what I'm saying. It doesn't matter who mouth is coming out of. That's why I don't put myself on camera. But I'm saying something a lot of people ain't gonna tell you. All right, so back to what I was saying. God said that. Don't be mad at Chrisean Rock. Don't be mad at any black woman who decides she wants to get closer to God because everybody around her has abandoned her. I see Chrisean Rock going through that too. I can't wait till God, because I know he's going to do it. All she got to do is keep the faith, actually. How y'all going to invite her back on the show, bro? It ain't even been long. She back on the show. And she done, I mean, I don't care. Like, now y'all suddenly want to call this young lady crazy because she's speaking up about something she don't like about how y'all treat me. You notice lately, anybody that speak up about their job or place of employment, they get fired or something happens to their life. Lately, like, who's giving people the green light to be on this type of, and then they want you to actually feel real emotions about it. So they just expected those emotions to always be down on yourself, depressed, stressed out. Ain't nobody finna. That's one thing about elevation too, and God creating and turning somebody into a masterpiece. The same person you saw crying for 10 years ago, might hate tears 10 years later. You know what I mean? That's what you call a true transformation. Real things cause real changes in people's lives. You know what I mean? I know people gonna be mad at me like, why you out here defending Chrisean Rock? Because from the beginning, bro, when I saw her going through all of that with Blueface, I just felt something. Like, she wasn't even showing us she go to church and all of that yet. Like, that she was trying to get close to God or nothing like that. And I just naturally felt something when it came to that young lady. And I don't have to know her whole story yet. I'm so sick of people. With me, it'll always be about, look how young she is. And look at the industry. That's all the two things I need to look at. Why the young ones always got to have some type of crazy, the women, they got to be all, Chrisean younger than most of them. Glorilla, Lotto, Ice Spice, she younger than all of them put together, bro. Right now. Only her life has to look dramatic and all over the place, and she got to look so lost. But you ain't seen Lotto, Ice Spice, Glorilla and them talk about going to church and getting close to God, have you? Only the ones that mention God, they messing with all of a sudden. Yep, I'm calling it out. Nicki Minaj, she was talking about God a lot. She seems to be getting attacked left and right. Chrisean Rock came out talking about God. They attacking her left and right. The industry can't be for me, because y'all know I love God. I'm going to talk about God in a minute. It gets on people's nerves. I'm just saying, young people, I don't think those shows are it, bro. Baddies, Bad Girls Club. Clearly we just be trying to get our money up, get in the door. Because, Chrisean could really go into modeling to me. She don't even have to be into the things that they trying to throw her in. Like, who is this young lady's manager? Hell, I might be in the future. Y'all see Chrisean career do a whole 360 change, because where I see talent in her life, they don't even have her there. They know she's beautiful. Why you think they don't have her in modeling, bro? Why you think they're not offering her modeling contracts? Because it would step on her egos of the truth. The truth is she looks way better than a lot of those young ladies in the industry with a missing tooth. Now, what kind of clout I'm gonna get off of giving my opinion, so I really don't care. Like, this is not to make Chrisean like me or the industry like me or not. She look better than most of those girls in there with one tooth, y'all. Thank you, Boom. Here, which one you want to watch? Elmo?
No, what was this?
Which one?
No, I want this one.
Okay. Hold Hold on, y'all. Let me fix my baby. Oh, that one? I'm making a quick dinner tonight because we don't have time for this. We can do some rotel and nachos. That's what I'm doing while I'm talking to y'all about my reaction about this on here. But I'm so sick of people like dragging this young lady who's probably the same age as some of their baby sisters right now. You wouldn't just let your... Okay, so they appraise these young women once they get these contracts and deals. That's what I'm saying. But if it was their little sister, you would just sit back and let the industry do your sister, toss your sister to and fro like that? Yeah, they will, y'all. Just so the whole family can have... finally get out of poverty. That is so stupid, bro. Some of the limits and thresholds Chrisean has touched when it comes to finances and income, a lot of the people that be in the comments talking about her ain't made as much money as her. But I noticed her and Nicki Minaj, boy, they were just two women that seem to be very vocal lately about their faith in God. You see they hurry up and try to bring their lifestyles into it. Like God ever cared. Them people that Jesus would go visit on the streets, he knew they were sinners. Y'all are crazy with that. It's like you're trying to shun people away. How is their faith in God? How does that even affect you? Like, how does that stop your business life or what, bro? They be tripping with that to me. Then they got the nerve to show it on a modern, how do I say this? On a entertainment level. See, entertainment better be careful mocking God. In a minute, I see them broke as hell in a minute. What we once considered entertainment, I just don't think it's going to be like that for too much longer. Watch what I tell y'all. This is my prediction. This is my very strong, heavy prediction. Because goddamn, it's like they got to act like they God to everybody. You can't sign a contract, get in a record deal without saying how much you love God. You got to give praise to Beyonce now, or your career is ended. That's what I heard been going on. If they come to the Oscars and they don't say thank you, Beyonce, shit, they ain't gonna do another. It's comical, but I can laugh. It's not funny. It's comical because I understand it on many spiritual levels at this point. Like, how do people really think that industry is finna stay the way it is? People are not into that. They were into seeing Chrisean. People were happy. They clapping for her when they seen her trying to go back to church and actually get close to God. You only had the idiots talking about, look at her lifestyle. She's already too far gone, and she's going to hell because of Junior's condition. Boy, you'll be lost as hell listening to these people. That's why they're not God, and God is. Period. Go read the book of Isaiah for yourself. I think it's chapter 22:2 or 2:22. We don't need the Bible more than ever. That's why they probably finna ban it soon. But for those of us that kind of know scriptures by heart, we're not worried about them banning no Bible. When they do ban it, they better ban all these other weird books out here that has taught people how to put spells on folks and taught people how to make a slave. Like, that book to me should have been banned a long time ago. That Willie Lynch book. But you want to cancel artists who believe in God. That makes no sense. If you notice, right before P. Diddy went to prison and all that, though, I'm just giving him credit where it's due. I think he even attempted to do some kind of like holy record, you know what I'm saying, an album that's more of the light. But we all know P. Diddy, you wasn't doing that kind of music before, bro. Now, I'm not trying to sound like I'm contradicting myself. I'm not going to beat him up either. Didn't I just say shout out to him for that? It shouldn't take you falling off of the deep end to say, well, let me show the public I love God. That's all I'm saying. That's why I could care less to come show the public that. God know who I am. They ain't gonna do nothing but talk about you. Talk about how they feel like you unworthy of God's love and how much they know about your past. And if they can do it to a lady as young as Chrisean Rock, you know they coming for me. Or ladies as old as Nicki Minaj. Not calling Nicki Minaj old, but I'm saying they have been really coming for her lately. And I don't like it. You know, you got to be able to healthily compete without rubbing the fans wrong. Because without the fans, ain't none of y'all getting paid. Now, people, Zeus Network, I don't see them around for much longer. Pretty much, bro. Like, it's been too many rumors going around about what they could be possibly taking young ladies through. Young ladies, they know, just trying to make their way, maybe in an acting career or do something with their life. Because if a young lady just sitting around doing nothing, they gonna call her lazy in a minute. So what they religion got to do with it? You know what I'm saying? They swear they love bringing religion in it. And oh, one time, like, let me use this for example, y'all. One time, this person gonna try to tell me, it doesn't matter, I'll bring it up. So the person said, I know God ain't in that, trying to tell me about something I was doing. And I know, it ain't nothing about, I wasn't even doing some of the work that I do now then. I was doing something totally different, I'm telling you. But I always been known to make a way out of nothing, just like my father God. What you mean? So he gonna tell, well, ain't no way that, what do you say? God ain't in that. These women be thinking God is in it. Okay, so you think God don't know the man and the woman? See, the conversation with me and that brother got so deep that night, it didn't make sense. Because I don't know if he knew who he was talking to. I'm not the type, brother. You can just deflect my faith. But I do feel like that's something they've been working on with me, too. I just want to encourage Chrisean Rock, like, for years, whether I speak publicly about it or not. I even noticed when it started happening. People call themselves popping up out of the woodworks telling me what, God ain't with it. You deceived if you think God with you. I've heard it all, y'all. Honestly, I ain't trying to scare nobody, but I've heard it all. Long before they was cutting EBT off. Long before that. Some people just had this new trend, I guess, of talking people out of their faith. So I'm really not mad about anybody who, if they maybe don't have faith anymore or never had faith in their life. How can you in a world like this? People literally discourage your faith. For the ones of us that had it, I'm speaking for us. They will do that. It take a real renewed, transformed heart to deal with the things and the kind of demons that's out here. For real. Just for at the end of the day, them to call you schizophrenic and bipolar. Look, Chrisean going through it right now. Right now, bro, they already trying to, I don't know how much money, what her net worth, what. Somebody is in the cut trying to, if it ain't about her parenting, it's the drug habit. Trust me, look, it's always the same ingredients in the pot, y'all. In the recipe pot. It's always the same ingredients. A little crazy, a little drugs, a little bad parenting, a little few bad relationships. And they mix it all in her. Like, since when do you compare a person's adversities to their sins? Because to me, sins and adversities is two different things. Like the things you actually go through that's bigger than your control, versus sins that's your things that you do by intentional will, by intentional choice. Ain't no way a non-believer finna teach me that God don't care about me. Y'all can do that if you want to, because we're in the last days, and I feel like people should fight just as hard for their faith as the devil fight to break their faith. That's anybody been wondering what's going on with me, that's all it is. You ain't got to call it a spiritual war or nothing, but I ain't got to lie. People been trying to talk me out of what I call my faith for quite some time now. Since I've been a grown lady, they like, you grown now. You don't have to believe in God if you don't want to. They just be so curious, like, and I'd be like, thanks for the advice, but I don't know. Okay, if you're going to go that far with a person, shut up and let them tell their testimony. Maybe it's a reason I won't let God go. Maybe it's a reason God won't let me go. He ain't finna let go of every black woman because y'all have a problem with her having a source to lean on when the world ain't there, because that's what I think it is. You thought everybody was gonna abandon the black woman? Think again. God and the angels, they still been hanging around. I can promise and guarantee you that. They ain't going nowhere. And they looking at our own people crazy. Like, why are y'all sitting here? I don't know what new trend, what they turning this into. We ain't all gotta be with that, It's like they try to scare it. Well, if you trying to go in the industry, they don't do God over there. I guess you answered my question about the future then. I ain't got to go in the industry, but don't be in my business trying to stop if I'm trying to build something for myself and others who might not want to go over there and sell their soul. What you mean? Because we've been seeing a lot of that. Why you trying to stop a person from building their own production? Look, I don't know if they did it to Tyler Perry and a few other ones, but there are some black people who have come out and start their own production type companies, labels, or film productions, you name it. Radio stations, they start their own shit. They be trying to scare you out of God so they can easily convert you into that demonic BS. I've been talking to my own kids about it because the influence is so, they are talented. I know for sure. I am too. It's a whole reason we're being targeted and attacked. They lying to y'all if they told y'all me and my children was never talented. They really lying. Like, they really lying. We more talented than some of the people in the industry. I just don't say nothing. I really don't. These people, that's why I was wondering, like, how the hell some of them get contracts? Okay, they got contracts because they were willing to tell the devil over there, I'm willing to do anything you want me to do for this 5-year contract. And some of us are not like that, so we attack. Not only are we not like that, we willing to go build our own shit. And literally, they created every lie out of the pits of hells just to stop you from doing your own shit. Because they're trying to prove, in these last and evil days, it's like they proving the Bible real. As much as they say they hate the Bible. Y'all all trying to make us submit to some shit. Like, bro, it'll make me cuss. Because I believe cussing, when it's for righteous causes, everybody ain't got to agree with me. I've already talked to God about it. No, I'm not out here encouraging everybody to start cussing. But I'd rather see people cussing for righteous causes. For things that actually need to be changed. Not just cussing because they want to sound cool. They want to sound like the top cussing sailor in the city. Yeah, let people say whatever about me right now. But then when you ask me 10 years down the line, what was you cussing for so much back then? It depends on which period of my life you're talking about. But lately, it's usually for righteous causes. Like, I'm tired of seeing certain stuff. I'm just tired. Like, okay, y'all got another narrative on this young lady. Oh, she went crazy because she asked Zeus Network for her ID back. I don't care. Any job, anywhere you go, hotels too, they play them stupid games. I'ma hold your ID. A lot of us have been through it. We just ain't spoke on it. So thank you guys in the comments that people probably think are nobodies, but y'all be sharing wisdom. Not my comments. I'm talking about the comments of some of these main media stories. They be telling you, you know, more people, we put our experiences together. That's what we talking about. They said, young ladies, be careful. Anybody trying to play with you with your ID, 9 times out of 10, they involve in some stuff that you do not want to get trapped in. Don't sit here and tell us to live like the 40s and 50s and make America great again. Do you know what America is like now? You know how much work? I guess Trump said all we got to do is cut the money. We'll make it back. I mean, I guess, bro, like, how you gonna talk about the finances of America without talking about how America got its finances, bro? So I don't like to get too deep in it when I think about politics. I'm not finna let that stress me out. And I call myself a believer. And then I ain't gotta showboat that to nobody. We've done seen crises worse than this in the history of this country since I've been alive. Like Hurricane Katrina, that's like, tell a Hurricane Katrina victim, somebody that survived it, that EBT is being cut off. I mean, they just gonna look at you like, oh, well, they done already survived the worst. It's so stupid. It's even being revealed. It was celebrities that we thought they was getting paid on the side, living great lives. The whole time they've been behind the cut, getting robbed. They exposed themselves with the finances. Even the actors went on strike. They said they wasn't being paid enough during the pandemic. And nobody cared. But they make sure the military is getting paid. Some of these government workers, thank God there was people that care. Like, hey, I'll put up some money to the government, open back up. It's so weird, bro. It's just weird to me, like, they're being open, more and more open about it. Yeah, if you want to join this what you got to do. Like God can't part the Red Sea for us again. For real, I told God, I don't know if you're going to have to part the sea, what it's going to take this time. Because these people have lost their minds. But I'm okay. If I got to have enough faith like Moses to see the sea part, that's what it's finna come down to. Before we just, no, you got to bow down and I don't know what they into. See, we get that. Do what y'all do over there. But it's like now when you're forcing that agenda on people, we got a right to speak up. Trying to force people into demonic, and then they see how it's affecting their youth. They see how it's affecting society, and they just supposed to be okay with that for a check. But that's why I say her testimony can still be very, very powerful. I believe that young lady is literally, I don't know her from a can of paint, but I know people be in situations like her, like abusive relationships or babies that need help. Some of these ladies with disabled babies, do y'all know they didn't even do drugs? There's still people out here could have care less. They didn't do drugs when they was pregnant. Their baby still came out disabled. So what? I'm not saying so what that pregnant women should do drugs. No, I'm not saying it. But what about the women that did not a damn drug in their life and their kids still came out with some kind of disability? So don't judge Chrisean Rock too hard. People are focused on the main point. Like, yeah, she's seeing where the loyalty lies with the people that said they love her. The envy and jealousy could come out later. Did people know that? People ain't gonna show that when you first turn on. They gonna show that later. They gonna show you eventually how they felt. Okay, so yeah, like they said, oh, well, she did drugs. Okay, what about the molestations that happened to her? What about this man beating and abusing her all on camera? Nobody cared. I don't know if they cared or not, but this was before Junior was even in her stomach. So yeah, I feel like I'm on the right track with my opinion. I'm looking at things all the way around. Boo-boo poo-poos out there. People gonna always show the envy and hate later. I feel like she had some envious people in her life way before Junior was born. That's what I'm having people to look at. So you telling me if Junior would have came out with all the activities of his limbs, y'all wasn't going to be doing Chrisean Rock like you're doing her. That's why this topic is not about the baby. It's about the demonic activity that people want you to sign up for just for a little clout and fame. That's what I'm talking about. Obviously, you can't hide behind that money and fame too much. It's whole NBA players being arrested. NFL players, industry moguls. Quit trying to tell the young people they need to go. What they do is like they seek out people they feel like have nobody, completely isolated. Because now, then they bring an offer that seems like it's from the top of heaven, but it's really from the pit of hell. Yeah, how is that not demonic? It's weird to me. Nobody's saying nothing about that. Like how they literally get down, though. We can talk about it now. It's safe to. All this shit is being exposed at the same time. I just chose to use her for one of the youngest examples in the industry. Her and NBA YoungBoy. They young. I know I shouldn't compare them to each other as far as like status, but they both like famous at this point. And it's funny the type of influence they want to use them to put. I can see something in them too. If they sold their soul or not. They don't look like they was cool with it. They don't look like they like what's going on behind you. They be trying to pay them to smile and shit. I never want to be in a position in life where I'm being paid to effing smile on camera. Talk about who not getting paid and what they pockets look like all you want to. Just imagine. That ain't no happy way to live. You got a fake smile on camera for a little money. Because that's what people doing when they sell their souls. You know. But yeah, like I said, I didn't say I'm encouraging women to do drugs. It's just funny, like they'll try to hide any other adversity, because like I said, it's a difference between adversity and sin. Sin is what you choose to do. Adversity is them circumstances that creep their asses up around your life that you didn't even ask for. So they don't never want to talk about the adversities, what lead people to addictions, what lead people to try to cope with the shit that they're going through. But we tired of hearing celebrities always need to cope with some drug or alcohol. If the life is so great, why they gotta stay drugged up? Don't just try to make it about Chrisean Rock. All of them look drugged up. Kodak Black, they just look drugged up all the time. But we supposed to envy that lifestyle? Come on, bro. Brothers and sisters. I'm just trying to understand. I'm supposed to envy a lifestyle. They constantly gaining and losing weight and drugged up and all over the place and dating 10 different dudes in 1 year, which some people not in the industry is doing it. What I'm practically trying to say, stop judging people by you think you judging them by their sins. You can't even do that right. Because how you going to judge somebody by their adversities? Things they was born into or things that was forced upon them. We don't know all that. And some of the stuff she trying to say now, yeah, they hurry up and try to call her crazy. Her and Nicki Minaj. Now they crazy. Okay. Oh, well, Nicki Minaj been in secret doing drugs. I thought y'all said it's okay for them to do drugs. If they made the money and they become successful, I swear they was out here saying that. If you talk about somebody else doing drugs, they'd be like, oh, well, that person made it. They can do drugs. That person can have a bottle of rum. That person can shoot up if they want to. They making $1 million. That's pretty much how y'all was talking out here. Don't try to defend it now. Like, you made it like, oh, the other ones need to get their money up if they want the taste of a drug. It don't make sense. We understand the ones that's struggling and trying to get their money up. They trying to cope too. But now, us out here, we just got to be drug addicts. I'm making you guys some nachos. You want some? Oh. Yeah, I'm back. I'm back like I never left. Oh no, the nacho chips are up here. I'm finishing the cheese part real quick. I don't care, bro. People try to put sinners in categories. I'm sick of it. Like, if you're gonna teach it right. If a person, we all know trauma, it lead people to drugs. They tried to say, oh, well, Blueface led her to drugs. I say all these witchcraft people dabbling in too don't help. Why you dabbling in something that you need drugs? I ain't never seen nobody go to church and need some drugs just to function in church. But they say it's something wrong. All churches are cults now. That we all got to be off into. Just like they demonize voodoo and stuff, I do be listening to people about that. It's like they trying to do it with every other religion too. Unfortunately, it's just the religious people that it's sad. Those are the main territories the devil like to fester in there, and they say that's a problem if that's going on because the power of God ain't there. The devil don't want to be nowhere, or if he is, like with the story of Job, it's because he sees the blessing there, like what Chrisean Rock might be going through. He knows what she's going to be doing one day, and he just there to try to tear you down before you can get. What you mean? Look at her age. Talking about, well, she did. Okay, so you saying she was ready to be a mother and all that? All in the everybody, they were constantly publicizing how supposedly she had abortions before she even had Junior. One minute they call abortions responsible, the next it's wrong. Then you drugs with the baby, it's wrong. It just don't make sense. How about you stop throwing them in the industry so young? You know she wasn't even ready for the industry. How's she gonna be ready for a baby? Okay, but then again, they'll just try to say a lot of stuff because I've been going through some stuff. I think they thought my reaction was just gonna be to get the babies up. If me and Chrisean could have a talk over a drink right now, boy, we would understand one another. I probably wouldn't understand everything she going through because I haven't lived that life. But it is crazy. Like like they try to force you into these situations where you give your child back over to the industry or some shit. Back over to Move, boo boo. No. Get your straw. I wouldn't say that. I just say she needs some help, some guidance, some time to grow up too. They try to hurry up and throw whatever narrative, and she's young as hell. And they look stupid to me. Zeus Network, all of them. Trying to take advantage. Don't try to hide that and have trolls to defend what y'all doing. People been saying, like that girl, what's her name? Whoa, Vicky, where is she at? Didn't she start with Zeus Network? She over there in Africa somewhere, she was. And I just didn't like what I saw, because I saw that it looked like that girl needed help. They was trying to make it look like, oh, I want to be over here. I'm having fun in Africa. She in a whole third world foreign country looking scared on cameras and stuff. I wouldn't trust Zeus Network either. That's really what I'm here to talk about. They not the only production studio. I hope more of them start getting exposed. Hell, Bill Cosby himself had to go to jail for a little while. Literally. It's too late for them to come out here trying to make it like, oh, these TV productions ain't doing nothing to that young lady. She's crazy. They trying to help her. That'd be my reaction. They talking about reaction videos. Some of this stuff, that is my reaction. I'd be like, Hey, did you have fun? Okay, call her in there with you. Get out of my kitchen, little one. It's like I can speak on it because I actually seen people in the hood on drugs and people didn't care. Every day, these women was pregnant. They was pregnant on drugs. Wasn't nobody out there trying to help them. So I'm talking about what I seen with my own eyes, not on TV. Then they want to make a poster kid out of Chrisean Rock. And well, see, ladies, this how y'all can end up. What's finna come out though on some real stuff? Like, look how many of these celebrities be hiding. They'll show some of the kids, but be hiding the other ones. I wouldn't care if one of my kids got mental health. You gonna see her just as much as you see the rest of us. Cause you know, you doing drugs pregnant ain't the only thing that cause mental health or delays or disabilities in children. You do know Tylenol is damn near recalled. Yeah, Trump announced that recently. Tylenol. That ain't no street drug. But it's saying that it could be linked to some of these babies having whole autism. You know what I'm saying? This not me trying to defend Chrisean with this. This is just facts. Some of the foods and regular medicines that are over the counter is the whole reason some of these mothers done had to go back and sue doctors, hospitals, and pharmacies. What you mean? You can say whatever you want about Chrisean Rock. You still gonna see more stories of people that feel like they were, what's that called? What is the word, y'all? Malpractice. Like they were handled wrong as they was trying to bring their baby into the world and they wasn't on drugs at all. We got bigger fish to fry, like whole bigger issues in the world. I ain't saying Junior don't matter, but literally, bro, like when I went to the NICU, it was a whole bunch of babies in there. And they mamas and daddies wasn't celebrities. A few babies was in there. The same thing we've been seeing for way too long. Because they come out addicted to drugs, bro. I just always deep inside, if God do have a work for me to do in that area one day, I always did have a feeling like no mother just sit there, in her right mind and do drugs pregnant, bro. Like, obviously the person is struggling with something mentally, spiritually, emotionally, whatever it is. Then they want to wait till 9 months is over. Oh my God, this baby is hurt. Like, why y'all, was she even getting prenatal care? It's something way deeper with Chrisean Rock's story. I don't care what nobody say. Because if you go on to prenatal care visits, like I was, every single month, they're going to see everything in your system they need to see, sweetie. Trust me. They do blood tests, urine tests. They can see what's wrong with the baby before the baby come out. They are able to catch some things. That's why people do, I think people think that his story, Junior's story, is viral just because of how he is now. No, we're talking about that too. Every woman had a baby. No, we go to prenatal care visits long before the baby is born. I wouldn't think whatever going on, it ain't just Chrisean Rock. Why y'all think they probably more quiet about it? It gotta be some doctors and stuff too who missed something. How you doing urine tests every time the person come in there, blood test, but you don't see the baby disabled till the baby almost won? That's crazy, bro. So yeah, it would be a lot of doctors in trouble if she was getting prenatal care. You see, this is way deeper than, well, she did drugs. How the hell is you doing drugs? And then the doctors, you gotta watch that too. Well, with her, we saw that she was kind of like drinking on camera and doing stuff while she was pregnant, but we're not going to play like these doctors don't be sneaky. A lot of people don't even trust the medication they give them no more. They got to go research the medication first and some more stuff. And the side effects. You even try to tell the doctor, I don't think this is going to be good for me because of the side effects. They be trying to hide the side effects part. They be forgetting, depending on what your blood type is, your medical history is, every medicine isn't good for you, especially pregnant. But I don't know. I just feel like more medical personnel will be in trouble. Why y'all think y'all just calling CPS for Junior? When they do those type of investigations, that's going to go all the way back to her prenatal care visits. I don't know what y'all thought. They be thinking they coming for one person, y'all. They be getting whole departments in trouble. Whole departments, medical personnel. Because you just came for that one person. That one person didn't even come for the medical personnel. But guess what? It gets everybody involved. When don't nobody know what's wrong with the baby till they 1-2 years old. Because, like, how the hell were you tracking the baby's process? And that too. What are those? The postnatal visit. Those are important. See, they're going to have to look into all of that. Junior's first 6 weeks of appointments. You see what I'm saying? Though, what is it? I think it's the 2-week checkup, and then it's the one you go back after 6 weeks. And then after that, they just go to the doctor a lot. When they 3 and under, they still have a lot of appointments. Just like when they was little babies, they got to come in there for vaccines, checkups, woo woo woo. So people be quick to call stuff out about kids, but maybe y'all need to go look at them hospitals. Look at them boyfriends and baby daddies too. That's all I have to say for Chrisean's behalf with my reaction. Cause what? Why would it just be her fault? Who the hell? It should be illegal to stress a pregnant woman out. In my opinion, it should be illegal as hell to do that. Cause y'all have so much to say when these babies come and something wrong with them. So make it make sense. Yeah, now you care. Now you want to call CPS. That's why I think people just messy. They don't really care about Chrisean's well-being or the babies. They just messy and want to have something to say. You really care about babies? You would know by now what black women have been going through. The ones that don't do drugs at all. Never did a damn drug in their life. And then they was just trying to go in the hospital and give birth. A lot of them do have stories of like stuff you wouldn't believe. Y'all need to get on TikTok, YouTube, somewhere. But these stories is out here. One baby, they dropped on the floor on accident. Maybe the doctor was on drugs. I've already seen the documentary about it. I hope the baby is doing okay and the family and everybody. I'm not trying to sound insensitive. I'm just trying to make a point. Don't sit here and act like the prenatal care people be perfect. Because what I want to know is how so many babies is coming up with autism and sicknesses out of nowhere after the age of 3. But you say you was watching the mother the whole 9 months. You said she was coming to the appointments. You doing blood tests, urine tests. You know what I'm saying? That makes no sense to me. Then the baby even come back to the doctor because every woman that have a baby, she going to be encouraged to come back after 2 weeks. Then she going to be encouraged to come back after 6 weeks. Then the baby got to come back after 2 months, 4 months, 6 months. How are you missing all of these issues with babies if they coming to that many appointments? Sorry, y'all. I had to take a pause break real quick. I was talking to my daughter, but because, like, I got a few daughters over here. They don't care what y'all say about Chrisean Rock. They love her music. They just fans. Like, to the young people, it's different. So we do get it. When it comes to the influence, I do understand where people been trying to, like, speak up what they think. I just see her going into deeper and deeper depression. What I'm speaking on is, while they turn back, well, she did drug. What I'm saying is once Junior was born and she was trying to go to church, I saw all y'all comments discouraging the lady from even trying to fix her life. So if I was Chrisean, I wouldn't even worry about what people say on the internet no more. These people crazy as hell. Who the hell gonna talk about you for trying to go in church and do an album for God and really change your life? Like, butt haters. Because they rather see you suffering. They have something to talk about. Girl, even when you get Junior the care he need and y'all move on with y'all life, them people ain't finna be happy for Chrisean Rock. If they even play happy, I'ma remind them what they was saying. You know? And this is what they do. Look at her age. I'm pointing this out. This is what they do. They love them type. Or like I said, she just have a lot of haters, bro. She really do. And it showed before she got pregnant with that baby. So, and I love how that other girl, I don't know, I didn't know if I was going to bring her up or not, but I really believe deep down in my heart, if I see my baby daddy, other baby mama struggling like that, I'm going to want to help. And I know about it. And maybe Jaden has offered. She just be trolling too. Like, she can't have another baby that come out with issues. Because like I said, you know, karma real. And it's women that come out with babies with disabilities that don't do drugs. For the idiots in the back that didn't know that. They just see a black lady to troll, so they're trolling her. They don't care about black traumas and what black women go through and black relationships. None of that. It's weird. They love trying to pit us against each other too. You don't see no other race coming down on 8 people like that. It's weird. Yeah, like people said, them videos I saw when she had a bottle and cups and drinks in her hand, they was standing right there letting her do it. Talking about they her support team. Oh, okay. Was finna give a real instance that I had just thought about, because I know I had people around me when it came to my first 3 girls. When I was pregnant with them, they was concerned about everything I eat. I couldn't drink a soda if it looked too sugary. I loved them for that back then, but it shows you when people have that and they don't. Yeah, my brother almost had a heart attack one day. He saw me finna light a cigarette. It was towards the end of my pregnancy, y'all, so I was going through it. I'm not trying to make it cool. I'm not trying to make it okay. But I think he broke it. If I remember right, he took it out my hand and broke it. And that wasn't even the baby daddy. That was just my brother. So you got to have people that give some type of fuck. If they don't care about you, that little baby in your stomach while you pregnant. And it's just hard to believe that she didn't have that, and she was on the status that she was on. Girl, they was too busy wanting your status. Why would they tell you to try to take care of yourself while you pregnant? They still kind of bitter from the day you got famous, Chrisean Rock, if you ask me. Because if she end up having another baby that come out with good health, y'all, they still not going to be satisfied. They still going to bring up her mistakes. I just noticed that when the girl was trying to get in church and change her life, boy, you should have seen how the internet was talking about her. They all had something to say. Because trust me, sweetie, I don't think people go to church and try to get their heart and faith and stuff right with God for the opinions of people. If they are, you're not going with the right intention. You going to church for people to like you, your feelings gonna be hurt. Just like if you go out in the streets or the industry for people to like you, your feelings gonna be hurt. You gotta know who you are before you step into establishments like that and organize. What's the word I'm looking for? It's like established stuff like that. You better know who you are before you get in there. Know what you like, you don't like, what you will tolerate, won't tolerate. If any dude, these young women right now hey, I got $1 million contract for you, they gonna jump on it too. They just having fun talking about Chrisean. I'm not. I actually genuinely empathize with her today. I really do. Because I was I didn't have a perfect life either, but I'd be damned if somebody just sit around and let me do certain shit and they see me pregnant. So thank you, God. Even if I didn't see that back then, thank you, God. Because I did have that. They was going to talk some noise, baby. They see me eating some anything while I was pregnant with my babies. I'll never be mad at people for being concerned about the babies is what I'm saying. Not even Chrisean Rock's baby. You know what I mean? But I'm saying don't start that after the kids is here. Let's go all the way to the back. When these girls be telling y'all at the beginning, I'm pregnant. You either care or you don't. Make it what it is. We all know it's that person, baby. People don't have to have god mamas, god daddies, a step parent. They ain't got to have none of that. The only person responsibility that baby is when she have a baby is their mother's. You know what I'm saying? But it is tricky for the mothers out here today. When you can't, damn near everybody slithering snakes, trying to see what they can get out of you when it's the mothers that need the help. It's weird to me. It's just weird. The mothers, the main ones, they trying to traffic and use up. What you mean? So they can get to the kids, so they can get to the next generation. I ain't never had nothing negatives to say about Chrisean's family either, because I really don't know what all the situation is. But see, it leads people to believe like people was just hating on her before Junior even came. I'm telling you. Well, first they really did have compassion. I got to think about that. People felt sorry for Chrisean at first. They was like more on her side. Like, oh, this lady just in a toxic relationship. She'll learn love and get out of that relationship. But as y'all see, reality is reality. And your opinions is your opinions. Not every woman make it out in time before she's pregnant by the by the guy. What you mean? Now they want to act holier than now. Because she did try to take her baby to church. And guess what? When she was there, it was just her and her baby. Not the daddy. Because that's how it's going to be sometimes. You think he want to change his life and give it to the Lord just because you made that up in your mind? And that got to be hard for the kid. One parent in church, the other one still out there living a sinful life. Either way you look at it, you got to take them apples you was given and make the best recipe you can out of it. Not everybody can speak from that place, like, because sometimes when people have parents, they parents in church together. You know what I'm saying? Or if they parent, one parent a gangster, both of them gangsters. What you mean? But they want to pretend that's non-existent. But I can't speak on it. Sometimes you very well might have one parent in church, one parent still doing their thing. You love them both. I ain't never seen no kid like, well, I hate my parent because of their religion. I ain't never. They might have other reasons that they don't like their parent. What kids you hear going around saying that? Yeah, I don't F with my mama or daddy because of their religion. Or maybe that's some new trend they trying to start. You know what I'm talking about? But some of us, we come from the real, bro. Like, you might only went to church when you went to stepdaddy house, stepmama house. Just because one parent changed their life and give it to God, don't mean your thug daddy finna change. So black women supposed to stay on the side of what things are because of that? No, if you're a black one, any color or woman, and you got kids, you share kids with somebody, you want to go to church, y'all had a bad past, that's always been a reason that people want to change their life. Come on now, you ain't gonna want to change your life if you feel like your life was perfect all your life. I think they just didn't like the direction she was going to seek change in her life. So they already had started coming for her, talking about she was a fake Christian and she did boo. You know, another one that went through that was, what's her name? Megan. What's her name? Come on, Megan Good. She couldn't even go to church. It's just a repetitive pattern I've been seeing here lately when it comes to the industry. They say they support black people. It's kind of embarrassing when you start coming down on your own people for trying to return to the same God that delivered them in the first place, that delivered their ancestors. When you talking to me about it, none of y'all will be in the industry doing what you're doing. Because once upon a time, black people couldn't even get off into that. They couldn't even get. I think once we get back to the basics, everybody will be okay. And think about that for a second. It wasn't none of the people that's here today that broke through and allowed black people. I'm talking about black people now specifically. It was men like Jackie Robinson, old time actresses that first broke down the door so black people could have the same opportunities in the industry. Y'all know what I mean. I might not be touching on every detail, but it wasn't like it was today. I don't know who even thought of that concept. Let me not go too deep, man, with what I really want to say. But I know that my channel, it might not be this one, but when I start coming real vocal, like what I really be thinking about this stuff, I ain't worried about no views and subscribers right now. That's when the channel gonna take off. I really still be holding my tongue about so much. They probably just need to be said. Like I said, everybody can't speak from that place like, oh yeah, one of my parents was this and one of my parents was that. My dad was your dad could have a whole nother profession separate from your mother. So already they live two separate lives before you even come into the world. It's still up to that child which direction they choose they want to go. You only go in the direction mom and dad is showing you when you're young, but Are they being taught, sweetie, or son, you don't have to go the direction that I went. This is what your mom and daddy was into. And that might be confusing for a kid, even if they ain't disabled. Like, mama, why you, my kids might ask me sometimes about my faith. We talk about it. I'm not saying they agree, but sometimes when I go back and tell them some old stories, like, boy, just be glad y'all didn't see some parts of mommy's life. You can think it's horrible or not to your liking right now, but you know, that would be, with me, I can't say that. That would be like I'm not giving God credit for how far he brought me. And I'm not talking about my physical looks, my age, none of that. I'm talking about how I think now, how I can give reverence, like, oh no, that had to be God that day, that moment, that second. And it ain't always about financial blessings either. People, minds is in the wrong place. But you know, if money is your God, I wouldn't say it's in the wrong place. It just showed that some people exhibit that is their God. Then they raise their kids like that. They ain't want to jump in your business because you out here trying to tell people about God. Make that make sense. Chrisean didn't even say she was trying to be a pastor or nothing. She was just going to church. And I promise y'all, the reaction, some was just like, oh, that is so good, that young lady trying to get in church. But most of the reactions, you already know, you had that small group of weirdos want to call her a fake Christian. I mean, because what if she had fans that inspired too? You don't know who all went to church after seeing Chrisean Rock go to church or started some kind of prayer life or try to get out the streets they damn self. You didn't think about that though. Y'all just be ready to put the next person down. Trying to let other people know if this person inspires you, we coming for you too. They be weird, bro. Like, really out here trying to play God. If Chrisean Rock inspires some people, we're not talking about her mistakes. Some people actually look at that, like who you are, how you transition through them, how you overcome them, who you blame on the other side. But of course, if she ain't made it past 30 yet, how y'all gonna try to dictate where she gonna make it on the other side already? Doesn't look like there's too many good influences in the industry, if you ask me. You need more of those producers telling them, hey, you can't come back on this show, this album, none of this. You can't even be in the public until you get yourself together. Stop just trying to mediatize them that they went crazy. How about you pull them to the side, let them know, because I know if they see signs of the stuff they be thinking they see, they ain't got to just put it all in the media the way they be doing to them people. That's my opinion. Pull them to the side. Hey, man, we see you doing a little extra drugs, Nicki Minaj, whoever you might be. And we gonna sit you out this round or whatever until you get yourself together. At least it would look like they more care about them. Boy, right now, they just care about the views and ratings and stuff they get talking about their misfortunes. Maybe I'm too real for reality TV. I don't know. I feel like if I was on one of those, they would definitely say cut a lot. Like, no, it ain't supposed to get this deep. It's okay for them to fight and cuss each other out and steal each other man and stuff, though, on them baddie shows. A young lady, I had asked my daughters, do they think I would make the cut for baddies? Of course, they said no. They was like, Mom, you got to be a baddie to be on there. I don't think they meant physically, because they was like, a girl could come to you out of nowhere and just be on this and that. You just got to be ready to fight. So for the most part, everybody knows what the agenda of the show is about. Let Chrisean Rock come on there talking about Yahweh and talking about God. They going to kick her off of there quick. They want her on her old vibes with old drama and talking about Blueface. It's so stupid. Cause I can see her modeling or something. Or why don't she try to test her look in acting? Like, you don't have to stay trapped in one talent either. You notice they try to put us on a one straight. Yeah, black people just got one talent. Now, who told y'all that? Who told y'all that? That's why they was shocked when 50 Cent came out with Vitamin Water and made all the money that he did. I just used him for example, but it's a few other ones. They show them like, yeah, I'm more than just gangster rap. I'm more than my adversities. That's what they be trying to show them. You hear me? She just gonna follow you. Here, warm your mom's coffee up for me. 30 seconds. Why's your stomach hurting? Let me see if I can help you. Have you drank any water today, sweetheart? Because it's a bunch of water bottles right here. You ain't drink no water? You didn't take no water with you? Okay, come here. You can help me with this part. Yeah, I multitask. I was just talking about that. Like, who told y'all black people only got one talent? You're gonna keep running yourself crazy trying to make us look a certain way. Then say something's fraudulent about us if we pop up with a talent out of nowhere you didn't know about. I'm sick of it, bro. Who told you in the first place that because we had kids, we wasn't no more good? Or why we had to have a pocket full of money before we're considered good? I gotta have enough money in my bank account like Lot or somebody, Cardi B. You don't know how them people earned that money? Now I'm just came to preach just a little bit. Chrisean Rock thinks she got haters now. Baby, if you let God convert your whole life and actually start touching the lives of women in California, they gonna really hate you, sis. Because they thought what they were saying about you and your son was gonna keep you bound for the rest of your life. That is so stupid. Ain't no woman ever laid up, and I know that much, and created a baby by herself either. And when I see Blueface mama, it just looked like she mostly be talking about her too. I know you can say all you want to. I just can't stand the baby mama. See, you got too many of those. And then that be their excuse forever for why their child never knew their family. Or their child never got that much support that they could have got with their family. That baby should be getting just as much support as Blueface did as he was coming up, if you ask me. On both sides of the family. As much, whatever nourishment Chrisean got, whatever nourishment Blueface got as they coming up. See, Junior is a brand new baby. Now he deserves that. But people get so stuck coming at each other necks, at the parents' necks and stuff. It's like, y'all too busy bickering and in the way for Junior to get help. Hell, she got to protect her son, because let's remember, everybody that say they came to help your kid ain't really there to do that either. Let's not play like that's not true. So a parent's job is not just making sure Junior gets to all his appointments and stuff. She also protecting, like, do he have his own bodyguard? Kim Kardashian kids got their own bodyguards, bro. Maybe she not at that high of a level yet, but if I was Blueface, I'd be providing the funds for my son. He would have a nanny, everything he need. A nanny, a babysitters, health care at home, and it was another thing I was thinking. Oh, and the bodyguards. Because, like, me and Chrisean, baby, I think we got babies about the same age right now. But if I was into that life, my baby that's that age, she damn sure would have a bodyguard. They'll think I'm crazy. I spent a whole check for that. For her own bodyguards with an S. I guess they would work different shifts. Because, like, just to make it like, oh, because people will try to do that. Like, we offered her help. Okay, was you a stranger? She's in the whole industry, bro. She just supposed to trust any one of y'all with her child, and he already got a disability. Now, give the woman time to find people she can trust, I guess. And reality is setting in on people. You know what? People sit on the internet, y'all, they really be calling CPS, talking about a person they don't know. Just talking about some things they put together from the internet. It'd be weird, bro. That's the days we living in. The mothers of today, you better off keeping your child off the internet. The reason she don't keep him on there, at least she's showing y'all that she wasn't trying to steal Junior fame or name or brand. Like, he is a whole celebrity. How Jay and Alexis kids gonna be celebrities and her son not? I wouldn't give a damn what disability he got. You know, if his dad is his dad, his mom, bro, he's a celebrity now, because sometimes they just born into it. Y'all wouldn't even know their baby business like that if she was a regular person out here. Maybe they would. You know, they don't care. The internet don't, what's they called? Discriminate. They'll talk about celebrity kids. Hell, here lately, they just been more bringing up the celebrities that they feel like be hiding their kids. Back to that, because I was talking about that a second ago. I ain't gonna call it hiding, but that's what they call it. Did you pour it in there, baby? Here. You were supposed to pour this in there. But okay. Uh, I was like, hiding kids, because, it's a difference between hiding and protecting, first of all. They'll say whatever on the internet, boy. Protection is like, I'm just keeping my child out the way of a bunch of strangers on the internet. What you mean? Because you already know they come with the gossip. Soon as you post them. Soon as you post a video, everybody want to talk about what they heard about your child. Like, adults can probably handle that type of stuff. And it's adults done went and committed suicide over seeing what people done said about them on the internet. So I really don't play that. I was saying that the other night. If my status changed, how I'd probably keep my kids out of the spotlight. And I would have to make them understand. That's why we talk about it now. That don't mean your mama hiding you. But why would a bunch of strangers, why would you be their business? All they need to know is I have kids. At least I know they protected. They living the best life possible. Mommy getting this money. We getting to the work. Because sometimes you just watch back. You just sit back and watch what's been happening in society with other influences. And you say, no, I don't think I want that. It's too late for Kim K to turn around and take Northwest out of the media. Do y'all think so? I say if she decided, yeah, it's pretty much too late. Like, this baby doing music, her own music and stuff now. Like, I'm not trying to defend the ones that don't show their kids, but they have been coming for them. And they call themselves doing their own research and investigations, trying to find. And then when they did it, yeah, they did. That's why you've been seeing people come out calling themselves exposed people, like Cardi B talking about, yeah, Nicki Minaj, your child got autism. Like, damn, did they make you feel better, sis? To let the world know that? Because I wouldn't say she's hiding it, even if he do. That's more reason to protect your child if they got a whole disability. Because look at the internet. They done already showed their asses. Y'all have already exposed yourselves. How you like talking about people, kids. This is a whole different generation. Or I'm just cut from a different cloth. You ain't never seen me get on the internet and talk about nobody child, bro. For no damn clout and views and subscribers and friends and followings. Cause I believe in karma too much, and I can't rock with that, bro. I can't do it. That's weird. Okay, talk about the parent all you want to, but you got a serious problem with that parent where the discussion go all the way to their child. You weird. I don't care. Now, I can be fans of some of these celebrities, but I'm just like everybody else. I'll stop being your fan when I see you like that. Cause what am I a fan of you about? They don't be caring. Yeah, like, you can be a fan of somebody's music and totally still not like. That's what I've been teaching people since Crown Publishing Content when I started their first channel. I said, y'all do know a person's talent and a personality is two different things. That's why I've heard stories of people that met football players and stuff, and they said, man, when I met that man in person, he was rude as hell. And we would just laugh about it back then. But guess what? I didn't understand like I do now. Like, yeah, that be their real personality. People don't be ready for that. You like their talent. You like what brought $1 million, millions of dollars to their family name. But you want to complain about their personality too? Damn, they become rich and y'all act like they gotta have the perfect slate, don't they? More and more people, they ain't even staying rich as long no more. Have y'all noticed that? They might give you a good 10-year stretch, 5 if you're lucky. And then somehow they end up they either sick, mental health, or they don't. It's just the same narratives, bro. Cause we only human. It ain't too many narratives you can spin around a person. They done thought of everything. See, I see why Chrisean Rock be making that face. Cause you'll just never be able to satisfy the people. For her to go back and take church was the perfect place for her to be. People don't like that. It make them feel left out when you just have your own personal relationship with God. Cause I've been studying this here for a minute. I don't care. Before Chrisean's story came out, I was just looking at that. It's like they feel a sense of jealousy or something, like, oh, God done took my place. With a woman like Chrisean, as much as y'all was talking about her, God need to take some of y'all place in her life. Why would you sit there and judge that girl for trying to get in church? That's what I never got to speak on, but I saw when they did it. That wasn't that long ago. That was this year. She took her baby to church. She was going to church, and then she ain't got to be ashamed of that. I was speaking on it the other day. I was like, it do seem like as much as it had hurted me to admit it, y'all. Even if it's probably been like 7+ years. I ain't gonna say it's been that long. Like, I done visited churches here and there in between. I'm talking about just going regular to a church home. It's been a long time. And I was telling my kids that the whole house got quiet when I was talking about it. I said, when I go back to church, I don't care about sharing my testimony. I'm gonna tell them people. Ever since I stopped going to church, my life did get crazy. That might be Chrisean's story. Who knows? That's how you know a person chosen. Why would you just suddenly start going through demonic stuff? The evilest men possible come seeking after your love and your space and energy and time right after you stop going to church. Or maybe I just got a special testimony. I don't know. Because it's like, was they already watching you? Do they be telling themselves, okay, look, she ain't going to church no more. This the perfect opportunity. It's the perfect opportunity to get her hooked on a drug. That way, if she try to come back to God, no, sweetie, these men must don't understand how God operate. They got it twisted. A man gonna try to tell me God ain't in that. He found out, though. The same man that told me that, just know this, y'all. That man ended up, I have real testimonies in life, like I said. But anyways, that man ended up witnessing God bless me. I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say, but God made sure to do it while I was still in that man's life too. He was just putting a lot of time and energy telling me, even when that's back when I would more share my creativity and ideas of what I might be working on with a person. It's a whole reason I ain't like that no more. Like, I believe what people say too, like, keep it to yourself till you put it into fruition, all of that. But I didn't need to see no more. I don't even think it was about that man. God was just teaching me a lesson out of something. It wasn't for me to rub it in the man's face and say, see, now what was you saying about God? No, they probably touched that man's life. Because trust me, he saw God bless me right after telling me some things. God ain't gonna, you got to watch what you allow people to speak over you too. Okay, they can say what they want to. It's their free will mouth, but when I say watch what they speak over you, you just counsel that. Counsel whatever they said to you. Especially the bolder they said it, the quicker you counsel it. Just because you a bold witch don't mean I got to accept your bold wishes over my life. Now, why would you wish me something you wouldn't want to go through? You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And people, I'm just saying from experience. I wish that brother was on the live today to tell y'all she ain't lying. I try. Maybe her life looked like this or that to me at the time, but even God showed him, like, yeah, what was you saying about my child? God will literally have his child sit through a season of like silence, of no movement, of stillness. That's the word I was looking for. Just to expose some things in his child life. It ain't never that he's too broke to bless his child. That's one thing. I bet you God got more money than anybody on the earth. He got more resources, more woo. So I already know I'm going to be pitted against, attacked. People ain't going to like me because you trying to preach the favor of God in a time where people are literally being encouraged to sell their soul just to have a better life. And it's a weird time to be alive. I ain't going to lie, but I'm blessed to be here, I could have let people tell me any old thing. You got to watch what people speak over you. The bolder the declaration, the bolder you got to be about counseling it. But I'm learning. Especially, I had to see some things I didn't want to see. How, like, when people make bold negative declarations over your life, that stuff can come to pass. I had to see it all from the bottom to the top. Think God just finna put you at the top with no knowledge, no wisdom, no experience? I'm glad. I like the way God doing it with me. I was complaining at first. I ain't gonna lie. Like, God, why do I gotta take this route? Why I gotta take this path? Why I gotta take this journey? Why I gotta feel like this, God? Another lesson, God? You know what I'm saying? And then I know God just be laughing when it comes to me. He got a lot of children, but he be seeing my growth is real. That's why I'm not here to prove it to nobody. You went from like complaining like that to telling God thank you for real. And then the blessings was coming a little swifter. Or those puzzle pieces that you was trying to, like, I guess, place in the right places for so long, it just seemed like they started coming together a little easier. And I'm sorry to the ones that thought God favor on a person life reflects through their bank account. I'm so sorry, but they was taught wrong. God has blessed me too many times without a dime. I don't know. Like, pretty much like you just walk into the blessing. It was already prepared. Just like his Bible and word say. Yeah. Yeah, the devil tried to destroy. You notice the baby just start cutting up out of nowhere. Let me tell this truth. Just like the Bible say, like he'll prepare a blessing for you. God'll be working on a blessing for you for 2 years you didn't know nothing about. You think he wants your money? You think you think God needs your money to do a miracle in your life? No, he don't. Let the Satanists teach it that way. But it's not true. However, they teaching it like, well, all you need is this record deal. All you need is this contract. When I literally, they can come and tell me that, but I literally seen God like set up things for me in life where it was like, I didn't need no money. All I had was what was on my back. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Or some jobs I didn't even have to interview for. It's just certain things that I consider favor, right? I wasn't recommended or nothing. I'm like, man, how did you find me? Just different things I've seen God do. I ain't finna go into too many details. And God, what else is great about him? It's not going to be the same way every time. It's just funny to see people call themselves try to compete with God. Well, I'm going to stop God from blessing you. Like, he is not the inventor of where the word creation came from. Like, he can't find a new way to bless his child every time. You want to waste your time playing with God like that? Do that. That's what I'm saying people should stop doing. The next time we see Chrisean Rock go to church, leave her alone. Leave her alone. I was just using some of my personal testimonies tonight. Why I'm coming from where I'm coming from about this topic. That's crazy. You're going to hurt your own feelings trying to stop somebody else's blessings. Like God ain't the creator and he can't come up with new creative way to bless his people. Because that's showing, that to me, that's showing like you coincidentally touching on things that was blessing people. Okay. Don't get mad, God. Don't get mad at the creatives either. When he put new ideas in their heart, mind, and soul and ways to carry on into their future. All you can do is hate on it. I don't care. Because you tried to block and stop every other way, every other route. Well, my mind can't think of no other ways God can bless that person. I done blocked every avenue. That's because your mind is not God's mind. He gonna wait right till your mind gets stuck of ideas of how to stop him and then just show you. I don't know. I feel like God funny. When he want to be, he's very funny. He has a sense of humor. Because you got to remember, when you become a child of God or you adopted in his fold, you give your life over to Christ. Every time somebody mess with you, they're messing with God. They messing with his angel. They're messing with his kingdom. You ain't got nothing to worry about. I just hated to see that so many people was willing to discourage a young lady out of church. It made no sense. She was black too. It made no sense. But they rushed to the internet to talk about her when negative things going on all around her life. Make that make sense, bro. It ain't too many you see from reality TV shows come out and openly talking about changing their life. So shout out to Black China. Shout out to Chrisean Rock. Who else? Megan Good. I love her story because her and her husband came from total different backgrounds. Ask that man if he don't love his wife, dirty draws. He love his wife, baby. Pastor, he's a pastor and all, but he love his wife. They act like when a pastor marry a woman that they don't think he should marry, she's automatically some type of Jezebel spirit. She is the Megan Good. No matter who she would have married, she's Megan Good. That's what they don't get. That's a black woman who earned her own way, who earned her own brand, who earned every dollar in her account. They weird, bro. Yeah, they tried to discourage her marriage too. That's why I brought her up. I saw that when I ain't gonna say it's always the media. Like sometimes it ain't even the media. It's the people. It ain't even the media. Have y'all caught that? I ain't gonna blame everything on the media. The media, they were just publicizing their relationship. You know what I'm saying? They weren't trying to attack it. But, she might have went through some things when she first started trying to like live the life like her husband because he was a pastor. Y'all already know what story I'm finna bring up in the Bible, where God told that man, yeah, this finna piss some of them off that ain't read the Bible, but God told this man named Hosea to go marry a harlot. You know what a harlot is? Not just any harlot. He was letting them know, like, yeah, this is who your wife is. And he was a righteous man of God. He had waited on God's answer for who he should marry. Some men just go pick who they want, then get mad at God that it didn't work out. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Then want to drag the woman all through the mud and rain and grass because she wasn't to his liking like he thought. Well, see, if you had went to God and waited on him to prepare who is for you, some people do that, some don't. I'm not telling people what to do. But I know this man I'm talking about in the Bible, Hosea, y'all can go read it for yourself. Hosea. He waited on God's instruction about who he should give his heart to. He thought God had made a mistake or was crazy. God, you sure? The harlot of the city? You got to be a faithful man to God to trust God's plan. And that's not for everybody. That's not something you can pretend. That's what happened to the rich man in the Bible who tried to put on a face and mask that he was so righteous because he was rich. God told that man, it's one more thing I need you to do. He like, anything, God, I do anything for you. It was easy for him to say that because he was rich. Let me keep going. God told that man, go give all your riches out right now to all the poor people. Down that road right there. Put them straight to the test. Because I swear people be trying to fool God. It just say that the man had like hung his head lower than he ever did in his life. He couldn't believe God asked him to do that. Not Hosea. I'm talking about the rich man. And the Bible describes he thought he was just walking away from what God told him. Every step he took from that day forward, and he didn't want to do what God told him to do. Every step he took was just like the Bible describes he was just walking into hell. Walking into hell depressed, not knowing what God was going to do for you had you gave out all your riches like he told you to do. You know what I'm saying? So, hell, his riches was probably cursed too. Just imagine telling God, that's like slapping God in his face. Like he the one, the same God that give it, take it away. So why you can't give back to the people he telling you to give to? You got a problem? It's some leaders right now I think need to go read that story. I really do. Because, they riches be they God. That's the problem. They really not bad people. I don't know. Maybe I just see people deeper like that. They far from bad people, actually, when you separate them from the money. You know what I'm saying? But you can't get them to see that. And maybe people will never see people like you do. You saw them before the money, or you saw them after the money, whatever it is. People want to be concerned, well, who you going to be with the money? I guess we'll see. Hell, I already told God I don't have to have it. I'm happy living a content life, Lord, long as I got everything I need. Which they said is food, water. They just be concerned. Like any extra thing you put in it that brings you any joy, they try to hurry up and come snatch it. When you already being content with a little bit. Like they really trying to put their finger on how you can be happy like that. How you ain't selling your soul like everybody else. It's weird. Cause I'm scared. These people be crying, regretting it later. Yeah, man, this is deep. But Hosea, though, I'm not saying that pastor that married Megan Good, that they have anything to do with that. It's just that people with that kind of knowledge of the Bible, like, why would I judge? I think they're a beautiful couple, by the way. Shout out to Megan Good and her husband. I forgot his name, actually. But I still believe in it. Just like Chrisean and Bino, when they was on that interview, I really thought they was going to work out because he came out and opened up about that a little bit. He was like, he clicked with Chrisean because she believed in God and all that. She's vocal about it. I think he was saying his grandparents or his parents were in the church, Like some men do care about that. Women will try to cloud their judgment. Oh, well, look at this and that about a person. Leave that man alone. You don't know if that man is following God. You don't know if that man prayed in secret somewhere. He'll never tell you other harlots, harlots, whatever they call themselves. Some people do still pray, men and women, like, oh God, I want you to send a person this time. Maybe that's why everybody be watching. Oh, well, I want to see what God sent her. And it's not a bad thing, because maybe that will encourage people to start praying for their spouses. You going out here choosing whoever you want, then want to call yourself betraying God because the person didn't end up what you thought. That wasn't finna be my story. I said, well, God, I got to lay in the bed. I mean, if I chose this person, one thing I will do is walk away, though. Like, if I'm not happy or something, that's another topic. Like, and I want God to know that about my heart. It don't even be no offense to the person or nothing. Like, why waste your time? Why let you waste mine? When it might be a whole spouse out there praying for me. He prayed for us. They out here, she mean, she's aggressive, she's stern. And it's a man out there praying for a woman like that the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Let people say what they want to. Oh, I wouldn't date that. I wouldn't be in it. Look at this woman's past. And a man out here praying for an experienced woman. You don't know. You don't know. It ain't too many marrying whole virgins no more. We know that much. Whatever lifestyle they have portrayed to society is supposed to be it. It can't be it. Look at the divorce rates. Look at all the broken households. Look at all the side chicks and side men everybody got. When all they had to do, like, God, who do you have for me? I mean, if I did have to choose out of this plenteous options, God, like, who would you say is a good fit? And then even when God points somebody out to you, that's not promised that y'all relationship is not going to be tested. That I still believe. You know what I'm saying? People be acting like, well, God, you said this person was my person. Oh, okay, so they can't make mistakes. They can't, y'all relationship still might be tested. People ain't gonna know what to say. Blueface become a pastor one day and they get in the church together. I bet you everybody would shut up. I'm telling you, they not gonna shut up. They still gonna have things to say. Well, Blueface used to be a gangster, and Chrisean used to be this and that. Like, they just crazy. I don't know, but I'm just giving everybody a different perception. There are still people out here that, and if you do believe in the Bible like that, I thought that was a powerful story. Like, God could have told Hosea he could have showed him a faithful woman that had been praying to him all her life and being raised in a biblical way. That's not who he chose for him to have a wife. But see, that harlot could have been somewhere praying too. But that was God. Oh, well, when I read it, it was that he was telling Hosea, he wanted to use Hosea's life as an example of his very own extension of love for Israel. Now tell me that ain't powerful. But see, had Hosea just been stuck in his own way saying, no, I don't feel like I should marry a hoe, he wouldn't have seen that. But people not ready to look at that. They want God to love them through all their mistakes, but want you to walk away from your spouse after they make the one wrong move, huh? That makes no sense. But at the altar, you said to death do us part and some more vows. And you let side people and influences come in and tell you, oh, look, I got a snapshot of your spouse's mistake. God in that, it don't even say that in the Bible that your spouse ain't gonna make a mistake. Now, God never said that. He just said he hate divorce. He do understand if people have to go there. That's what I think. You know what I'm saying? But he said he hated it. Why would he love it? He's a God of love. Divorce is a whole representation of separation and division, and chaos. Like, why would he love divorce? You know what I'm saying? God said, I'm just telling y'all what God said at his own mouth. He said, I hate divorce. You know what I mean? That's why I feel like people should take their time or give God a second. Even if you feel like you've had a very rough love life, turbulent love life, that's more reason to give God a chance. At least you can say you tried everything. You could say, well, I done tried everything. I even prayed to God for a spouse and nothing shook. But I've rarely heard that. Some people, you're going to get some kind of response in prayer. I didn't know if I was ready to share this testimony. Am I going to go here? Are you going to go there, Arthur Tedescherry? Because, I know people want to know, well, have you ever prayed for a spouse? I prayed something more powerful than that, because at the time I knew my life was in a, like, I just felt like my life was not in a place, like, even if I felt like I was ready for it. And I feel like God respected that. Like, he saw my maturity through my prayer. So I was like, God, well, can you at least show me who he is? All I must tell y'all is that prayer is real. Even at that time, I had to go back and remember my prayer. I had to remember it recently, and ask myself, do you feel like God answered that prayer? Because you never asked him to, like, bring you together with your husband. You asked him to show you who he might be. Like, just show me. Can I get a glimpse? Can I get a sneak peek? Can my husband see me, God? Like that. And I prayed this prayer 2014. Like, some prayers, I'ma just always remember the year. That's something else we could talk about on another stream. Like, how God is intentional like that. He'll make certain things happen in a certain year of your life. That way you never forget the year. Like, how you gonna forget what God did for you? You remember the year, you remember the month. That's good enough for me. But yeah, like, every woman ain't out here, God, send my husband. Or they be teaching people to pray that. Like, no. Ask God some different things. Pray from your own heart. God know who you are. When your prayer touches that throne. And if your prayer can't touch the throne for some reason, that's why you get together with a prayer warrior until y'all get a prayer through. That's what we call a prayer through. Both of y'all witness the response type of deal. I remember one time a young sister told me her and somebody was praying in secret for another person to quit smoking. And she said it shocked both of them because the person happened to come over right after they got through praying. The person just happened to come over and was like, something about I ain't had a cigarette all day. Like, suddenly I don't want to smoke. Y'all don't have to believe this story, but I was laughing. That's why the person shared it with me. They know I believe fake stories like that. I didn't say fake. I said faith, Faith. I think this person even quit smoking for a while. Even though that person went back to smoking, it doesn't mean that God didn't hear their prayer. I don't know what else people need to see when it comes to the evidence of that prayer works. You know, you can pray for a person all you want to, but it's like that prayer through, you're not going to see it fully manifest until that person wants that for themselves. You know, self-will is whole spiritual laws to that. You know what I'm saying? You like, I pray this person fail. I pray this person fail. I pray this person fail. You wondering why they ain't failing, or they only seem to fail for a little while, but they bouncing right back on their feet, stronger than when you prayed that. You know why? Because self-will still speaks volumes to God. If you praying that person fail, but that person praying they succeed, they self-will want to succeed every morning, you're not going to get too far with it. Just like if you pray a person succeed over and over and over again, but they still stuck in a place where they not ready to succeed, that prayer just going to be kind of there on hold till that person ready, you know? I feel like some people prayers be answered a long time ago. They just wasn't ready. They wasn't ready for the, what's that called? Like, they wasn't ready to receive it. That's just like a package being delivered, and you just not ready to go get it or something. You know, it sounds strange, but in the spirit, you'll be surprised what's possible. All the things I have already witnessed. People be still walking around here mad at God, and they answer prayer been there, but they didn't like the package it came in. They didn't like the corner it came from. They didn't like what store you got it at. You got some people really like that, like real picky about gifts, you know? And I'm not worried about people like that. God ain't either. That's another way he uses to humble people. He knew his plan when he answered your prayer, but you didn't like the package it came in, the form it came in, the delivery. And people be missing out on whole miracles that only God was going to be able to do. Because they didn't like what package it came. They didn't like who God sent to say it. But they was praying for 5 years for God to send a messenger. It be like this for real, y'all. They didn't even want to believe Christ was the Son of Man. They didn't want to believe that he was the chosen child that had been written about in ancient scripts. You know, they sat there and talked about it for generations. And when the baby was actually born, they did everything but accept Jesus Christ the way they were supposed to, you know. Thank y'all, because I could really go on and on and on. I was trying to see where I'm going to cut this off. I'm going to cut it off right here. I'm finna come back with a part two. That's what I'm going to do. So I can get my baby her nachos real quick. And because I just feel like this needs to be spoke on a little bit. Of course, if you look at your relationships from a worldly point of view and how you do things without God at all, we're not telling people what to do. But do not sit there and mock, curse, and turn away from God and step on his people because something didn't go right in your life because you didn't want to hold on. Because the Bible say faith produces, what do we say? Patience. It talk about patience, like what it produces. And people be wondering why they got to sit here and compare their blessings to the next person. The next person prayed that their blessing be specifically tailored and altered for their life. That's why it's not going to work out for you. You can steal it all you want to. You steal another person's blessings, you got to be careful with some people because you don't know what kind of prayer through they had to put in to get their blessing. You understand? Like I said, when it came to me, I said, God, just show me who my spouse is. I already knew my life. God, I knew I wasn't ready. I still had exes chasing me, all kind of crazy stuff going on. Like, I had a new baby. I got a new baby now, but at the time, it was my youngest next to the new baby. She was a baby at the time. You still didn't know who you wanted. But I knew something was different about me because I found myself at the young, tender age, kind of like Chrisean Rock age. By her age, I already had 3. So I am a good candidate for this topic. You know, and even if you weren't doing drugs or your babies didn't come out with disabilities, people were still hard on you. What you mean? They critically judged you. And they was already watching what kind of mother they felt like you was going to be. Oh, you had all girls too? I'm talking about my testimony though. Thank you, God, for my story, God. Thank you, Jesus. Okay, so back to what I was saying. You just prayed and said, God, show me who the person is. Imagine somebody, okay, that's where I had to go kind of like talk to God. Because like, what if you just asked God to show you, but you tried to jump all over it and already be in a relationship and take to the next level? God like, that ain't what we agreed. That's why it looks so messy and crazy and all over the place. I bet you I'm onto something though, but I'm talking about my testimony. That's what God was showing me about myself. Like, how you gonna pray for me just to show you the person? Next thing God look up, you probably y'all done went on the first date and everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I feel like God even answered that prayer yet, but maybe at the time I thought he did. So I was just out here like, okay, well, let me see what this person about, you know? Let me spend some time, which is probably something I shouldn't even been doing at the time. I'm telling y'all, listen to my testimony, save yourself some trouble. My testimony will also show people you are better off in the hands of God. It's called protection. I don't know what people use as protection out here, but your prayers and your life until that prayer is answered, or your life within the ranges of that prayer, everything about it is going to be protected because you trusted God. There's nothing nobody can do about that. The Bible itself say obedience is better than sacrifice. That means you can go sacrifice 10 birds on a person if you want to. If that person already been obeying God about something, you're not going to get too far with that. You just sacrificing stuff for no reason. You know what I'm saying? The Bible said it right there. Obedience in his eyes. You going to get somewhere with me, God? Get the kind of blessings only I can give you? Your obedience got to be in line. You see what I'm saying? People too hot-headed for that, though, I guess. I'm not saying nobody is too hard for God, but just try to humble yourself a little bit. Like, okay, God, well, I got to obey your word somewhere if I want to break through like Sally got last week. I want a husband to cater to me like Diana's husband does. I don't know. You got to watch that, too, because God will have you look at yourself. Soon as you pray for something because somebody else got it, God going to show you. Whether that person even got their blessing for him, whether they happy with it, or maybe I'm just blessed in that way. So I learned a long time ago, I don't want no blessing somebody else got. God, what you got for me, I want it tailored, specifically made for me. Tailored, design, altered, whatever we got to do, God. Like, what's that Princess Cinderella? All these crows and weirdos try to fit in her shoe. And they toes was hanging out on the side. They did everything. I bet some of them ladies was willing to break a toe to fit in that shoe. You know what I'm saying? Knowing they keep trying to crunch. The prince kept telling them, no, it ain't you. They like, wait, Prince, hold on. Let me put a little baby oil and my foot gonna go in. And the prince just shaking his head. He got a headache. All he want is his wife that was promised to him. And yeah, they like, why he want Cinderella? She the slave. But see, she had a heart full of gold. You can't find that everywhere. Them old ugly stepsisters, boy, they heart. If he would have married one of them, the prince was gonna be out of there. I'm telling y'all. I should do like a remake of Cinderella in a way, just to show people. Let me show y'all what the prince situation would have been had he married one of them stepsisters. Cause I don't think people get it. Had he really been able to deceive, had them sisters really been able to deceive a true love story and what was meant to be and what was meant to be tailored just for them two, I think Cinderella would have been okay. It's the prince that I would have been concerned about. Because you just marrying some whole evil sisters and stuff. Like, I just would have been concerned for him in the story. But Cinderella still is one of my favorites. Just because of what this young lady was going through. Like, it's just crazy. Like, how they was doing her, bro. Like, it wasn't enough that she our slave. You got to make her feel less than every freaking day, bro. Then you gotta rub it in her face. And we going to the ball. You finna miss it. Yeah, you should have seen their faces when she stepped in that ball. They like, where'd she get the money? Not only that, her gown was specifically tailored for her. They did it. Where'd she get the money for that dress? We didn't make Cinderella no dress. How'd she get an invitation? See, her fairies and spiritual guidance set her exactly up for everything she needed to make it on time to meet her future spouse. That's all I gotta say. I still believe and trust in God for who's specifically tailored for me. Once again, a person can say, you mean and you don't cook that well. And somebody out there praying, God, I want a wife that can barely cook so I can cook for my wife every day. People don't know. Yeah, let them talk. The reason people look distasteful to you is because they weren't custom made and tailored for you. Do people get it? There's no need to fester hate in our hearts for anybody. That's stupid. I'm trying to find a better words to say this, but like, there's no room for that. There's no even thought. There's no thought. If everybody focused on what's specifically tailored for them and altered for them, like literally designed for them. How you got time to be worried about what somebody else got that you don't got? I wouldn't want a man that's not tailored for me because it's going to show after we get married. He going to be cheating all the time. He going to be unhappy. Every little thing I do going to irritate him, ain't it? So why I want a man just to make some other woman feel low about herself? No, I want who's specifically tailored for me. He laugh a lot, I laugh a lot. We both like jokes. We both drink coffee till the sun come up, whatever it is. That ain't for everybody. What you mean? You know, this is a man out there somewhere praying for an experienced woman. He tired of women that ain't had enough experience, so they spend all his money and whatever. I'm just trying to throw some examples out there. You know, some men, they might even work in certain professions. It's like the spirit is leading me with this topic. So I came up with an example. They might work in a field of work where they literally need a wife who understands them every day. When you just go choose somebody that you want, I don't know. Talk to some people. See what you learn about what people done been through with relationships. And they literally thought they was choosing the best thing for them. You know what I'm saying? Well, I like him like this, and then he gotta have this and that. You didn't talk to God a little bit. That's why that person cheated on you, embarrassing you all over the city. You didn't ask God for that person. For all you know, that person came straight from hell, ready to deceive you and mess your life up. And me personally, I'm just scared of that. Like, why not wait on God? At least you know when them blessings roll in, they was tailored specifically for you. Not only you, because I got kids. So God might choose a person that he got daughters too, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or that's another thing I believe in. Everybody ain't even supposed to be married, but people don't talk about that. Especially walking with God, he just might not have that for you. Now, if it's a desire, talk to him about it. Talk to him about it. Even Moses was blessed with a wife. So I know that if you talk to God, he do care about the desires of our hearts. He was just saying, put me first. Watch what I do for you. Some about exceedingly and abundantly, all you can ask or think. I trust God. That's why I just got to chill speaking that scripture. It's like the spirit is around me as I talk about it, because I really do believe this. Okay. But some that said I'll do exceedingly and abundantly all you can ask or think. This is supposedly just from you being obedient, just for you putting God, letting him have a say so, like you inviting him into your life, into your choices, into your next steps. He see Teddy Sherry real now. This child won't even take another step until I tell her what's next. Yeah, that's what you call loyalty. You know what I'm saying? But people don't like to see you be that way for something they don't understand or they can't see. They might feel like, well, why I can't get that kind of loyalty from you? Where you don't make a move, a step, or what you gonna do next without that person's guidance. Well, then you would be my God, right? I can't give nobody that much power over me. That's crazy. I wouldn't personally. Somebody else might give you that kind of power over my life. I'm not. The only person I've ever given that kind of power, and I agreed to it, was God Almighty. That's what I remember. He been showing me lately I did it in time. Even if I felt like I converted my life through free will to God back in 2014 or 2013, he never forgot that. He said you did it just in time too. That's kind of scary. That's kind of scary. You don't know who might have been seeking to come to you with some deal to sell your soul back then. Just know I submitted to God long before they even paid me any attention. God saw something in me. I know that much. He said, ooh, she might talk a lot, but I see how I can use her. You know, she might eat a lot of fast food, but maybe, because I do believe that God be seeing people imperfections. You know what I mean? But what do they say about God? Like he knows us. He don't see us by our imperfections or something like that. He loves us, our imperfections perfectly or something like that. Because sometimes love does heal a multitude of sins. I don't even know why I said sometimes. I said sometimes to reverence to the people that do choose to trust in him in that way. And I just want Chrisean Rock to be encouraged. I didn't like how people did her. Oh, she in church. That's fake. Woo, woo, woo. They didn't move me with that. I mean, because, building a relationship with God, I just believe it take more than church anyway. Church is just like an area where you can find other people, like-minded people like you that might believe in the same things you do, or they might have their own testimonies and journeys they've been on. So you looking for love, church used to be the place you could go find it. I don't know what's everybody's situation and different stories with church, but I can tell you this: you walk into some place, you don't feel the love, I wouldn't encourage you to stay that long, because that's just like you out here in the streets. What's different about it? You done came to church, they looking at you like they do in the streets, and churches do need to stop that. They should be the main ones with big causes and organizations trying to say no to drug trafficking, no to sex trafficking, no. They be playing like they don't know the things out here in the streets. They be getting these young ladies caught up. You should preach about that at church, in my opinion. If I ever have a church, we're going to talk about it. And I ain't got to be the pastor or nothing. I just want to be able to get up there and give some words of encouragement sometimes, if anything. But I ain't trying to be a pastor. I ain't got to be the pastor's wife, none of that. People looking for titles and souls need to be saved. People out here getting caught up, literally trapped up with the devil, and the churches is not concerned. I'm just trying to say what I'm trying to say without stepping on toes or nothing like that. But then you get mad when people say, oh, the church is just taking people money. Now, y'all know every church ain't like that. Some churches still asking for funding for the building to be fixed, because they're more concerned about the people being okay. Some churches actually give back to the people too. You need something at home? Tell the church. I mean, I'm just saying what it used to look versus what it might be now. Now the pastor's mansions are bigger than everybody in the church. The pastor's mansions, his car is nicer than everybody. It don't matter where you work in the church. And they might feel some type of way if you do start making more money. I don't know. So that could be confusing for a young person. And then they get on social media trying to show people, look, everybody, I'm back in church. And all they got to say is negativity. I encourage Chrisean Rock not to pay that any attention. Sweetie, if you feel like God is calling your life, because like I just said with my testimony, he been telling me even recently, when you gave me your life back then, you did it just in time. Because look at the past 10 years of your life. And I was looking at it. Oh, God, I can think of a few circumstances that I don't know how it would have played out had I not given you my life in 2014. Uh-oh, Chrisean, don't let nobody turn you away from your faith. You know? Because like Shirley Caesar described, she said, in her opinion, a miracle is something only God can do. You can call whatever you want to a miracle. Some of us believe you're going to know it's a miracle because even non-believers going to say, that's a miracle. But wake up from 3, 4, 5-year comas and stuff like that. And you know it's a miracle when the doctor says it's a miracle. And I've had a few of those situations, if people must know, where the doctor, him or herself, said, we've never seen nothing like this. Is a miracle. I like to talk to, go get on that potty now. Come on, go get on the potty. Good job. Come on. Good job. Good job. All right. Oh, I'm gonna have to get you some cookies. Did you? Good job. Oh Lord, we've been having a long road with this, but yes, guys, my baby, because with all these changes that's going on in the government and all these different stuff, that's my last milestone right now, paying for diapers, but she should be transitioning out of those too. Good job. Go ahead. Come on. You can brush your teeth while you're sitting there. Sit down. Let me put you some toothpaste. Sit down. Sit down on your potty. Let me put you some toothpaste on it. And you brush your teeth. Here. No, you're not finna play in my toothpaste. Yeah, y'all, she like playing in the toothpaste. Put it on your toothbrush and give it back. Good job. Put it on that toothbrush. Just know, I don't know, people be acting like, because things ain't their preference. I remember a person told me, oh, you a itty bitty petite woman. And I had to respond, yeah, and some people love that. Like, they literally prefer, I think the comment at the time was supposed to be a shot at my confidence. Who knows? But, I don't know. I snapped back so quick. Like, you know, I don't know what your comment was supposed to mean, but it's many men out here do love petite women. I don't know. Like, you can't let that stuff get to you like that, man. Not when you know that you're trusting God for what's for you. I don't care if that comes to your diet, your health, your marriage, your children. Okay? You want what's for y'all. That's a prayer I've been talking to God about a lot. I got a little more mature and began to learn that in families, like, I just believe this. I don't have to be a therapist or nothing. I just feel like if more people took the time to invest, and invest is not always money, but like invest in their families in a way where everybody's accommodations are being met. Like, everybody, what I'm trying to say, needs might be different, not just Chrisean Rock and her baby. Like, literally, people that's not disabled. You know what I'm saying? They kids might need different things, but you taking care of multiple ones at one time or something like that. That is something to talk to God about. If you care about it, like, well, God, I feel like this one need that, this one need that, and that one needs this. You know what I'm saying? Not just trying to raise them all one way. That might have been the old school way. Like, no, I'm gonna just raise y'all all in church, and then whatever happens to you in the future, like, maybe one of your kids has a separate religion. One of your kids needs this. One needs that. And that's okay. Like, that being accepted more in families, you know, and people actually catering to the specific needs of everybody in the household, and not just trying to like raise up all the kids under the same exact beliefs and theories. And I don't know, that ain't how we do it over here. Like, I like to hear new things my kids say they learn about, or, Mommy, did you know this? Or, do you believe that? Like, I ain't gonna tell them, baby, don't explore that too much or woo woo woo, cause the way kids are, if they curious about something, they gonna go look into it anyway. So that's something life showed me, not just when I was a kid, cause I was like that. Tell them about these kids need to stay in a place. We are in the age of technology. If these kids want to know something or figure something out, they will go. They will go learn about it. What y'all mean? They'll wait till they get to school or find themselves at the public library somewhere. I'm just saying, technology made it possible. Nobody has to be stuck in some place where they just don't have knowledge about something no more. Not even children. It's crazy. It's a good thing, but it's a bad thing. You know. Come on this way, baby. I say it's like pros. Please remember to subscribe so that you are notified when we come back with other insightful topics. We love you. Thank you.